That is more fucking like it. Get in, Arsenal. Let's fucking go. 10 games to go. 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And Tottenham Hotspur are in the mud. What do we all think of Tottenham? Let me know in the comment section. I want to hear all of you guys say that magical 4-letter words that should come back in response. What a performance from Arsenal. Welcome all in to the Fire Them Cannons post-game show. Arsenal 4, Tottenham Hotspur 1. That's it, Nate. That's it. That's it, Jake. By the way, Jake will be on here just shortly, but I first off want to give my say and address it and do my opening monologue for this game. By the way, hit the like button if you hate Tottenham. Come on, get in there. That was it. You know, it's been a tough week for all of us, hasn't it? It's been a very, very, very tough week. That Wolves game was difficult to stomach. It was difficult to stomach the intensity, the performance, the results. We were sitting here. We had an emergency stream, which was the birth of what is now the Fire Them Cannons post-game show. So, you know, maybe I do have that day to thank for another idea for some content for everybody. But it's been difficult, and its rivals have been enjoying it. They've been thinking it's the end of the start of the crumble for Arsenal. But it wasn't to be, because it was the perfect opponent for us. One thing I know about Arsenal is that we get up for Tottenham regardless of where anybody is in the table, regardless of if we're in a title race or not. Today was obviously a game where we had to win, or things were going to go roll in the right direction. But I think it was important for us today, from a mentality standpoint, to forget about the fact that we were in a title race. We could not lose to these motherfuckers. We could not draw to these motherfuckers, given the circumstances. They are in relegation hell. They had so many players out. I did my Premier League preview show, or yesterday or 2 days ago. Everything is a blur. I was doing my preview show, and I was like trying to piece together what would be the lineup for Tottenham. I wasn't actually far off. I knew that he would go to 3 at the back. But that should tell you all you need to know about how today was going to go. And yeah, 4-1. Should we or should we not give the flowers to Bebereche Eze, who, as much as you like him or not, whatever you think about his performances this year, shows the fuck up every time that fucking cockerel is on the shirt of our opponent. Big up to my main man, Eberechi Eze, and big up to Victor Gyökeres, the second best striker. I said it on the terrace, and I'm saying it against now in the Premier League. Haaland deserves his praise. He's on a level on his own. But Victor Gyökeres, given his CV, is now turning the fuck up in the Premier League and scoring in our biggest moment of the season. Let's not mistake it. Let's not let people undercook this. This was our most important game of the season. Had we not won today, you know what everybody would be saying. You know that the Wolves would be out for us today. Amazing. Great response from Arsenal. Big up to Declan Rice. I know he had actually a poor game today and made the mistake for the goal. But what he did yesterday or 2 days ago, again, everything has been a blur. And coming out, making that interview and making the statements that he made to get everybody together, to really galvanize everybody. I thought that was a turning point, because fans were turning on the team. And I don't know, I can't speak for the players and where their headspace was at, but I know that there was a players only meeting. And I'm really proud of those guys for waking up and putting it together. And big ups to Mikel Arteta. He put the faith in Eze, even though he hasn't been on form. He put him in the starting 11, and Eze turned up, and he did exactly what he does against Tottenham. So huge day. I do think you need to push back at all the narratives. Don't listen to people saying don't over celebrate today. Fucking celebrate today, because we showed a championship response to what happened on Wednesday. And that being said, I do have Jake with me from the Cup Chasers in that building for this post-game show. Again, everybody, give mad love to Jake as he comes in. And by the way, I actually will drop, for anybody who does want to call in, I will drop into the comments section and pin the live stream for the chat. So I am going to be making this more regularly, sort of a call-in section if you guys want to come in. I'm giving you opportunity. If not, you sit back and relax and enjoy the show. No pressure whatsoever to everybody. Yeah, Nate, we've definitely been questioning the week, life questioning week for sure. And big up to Mama Flossie in the house. Love the turnout. Lumen in the building. Give him the flowers for Spurs, Wigan, and Spurs. Yeah, you're talking about Eze. Yeah, definitely give Eze the flowers. Lumen all spec here. Do you agree with Terry that Arsenal celebrations were not a statement while Man City celebrations were? Were not a statement. All right, this is what I'll tell you. And Jake, I'll let Jake come in here for a second. The media hate Arsenal. Let's just make it, we'll call it what it is. 2 weeks ago, Manchester City won intensely. And by the way, fair enough so, because had they not won that game on that day, just like us today, and in fact, even more to a higher extent, it would have been done. That would have been it. We would have been comfortable. They would have fallen away, and it would have been our league had they not won that day. And they celebrate, even though they were still 6 points down. Everybody goes, yeah, big ups to them for celebrating. Today, in-game commentary, and I wasn't even there to actually see it because I actually had the international stream on, so I heard Andy Townsend today. But apparently Gary Neville said, when Gyökeres scored, or Eze scored, one of them, saying, why are we celebrating right now? Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Oh, guys, wait until the end of the season. Wait until you've won to celebrate. No, this was a big moment in our season. This was our chance to clap back to what's been going on all year. In the meantime, Jake is in the house. Ruki, I see you've commented, but I've been answering all the comments already, and I want to get Jake to come in and have his say. Man, how you going, bro? How you feeling?
Dude, I feel amazing.
4, Tottenham Hotspur 1.
Man, I'm on top of the world, just like we are. I'm feeling great. First of all, shout out the chat every single time. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Thanks for being here, everybody. Definitely thanks for being locked in. And yeah, man, what a win. What an amazing win. And just want to touch on the celebration thing. Big up Lumen, because they were in my other stream asking me the same question about the Man City celebrations. So big up every time as well. And I'm like the opposite of the celebration police. Like if I won any game, if I was there and we won any game at all in the league, I would lose my mind. I'd be freaking out. And with the stakes of the title race, yeah, they're celebrating. Yeah, they're freaking out. They just drew to 2 points. Of course, City's going to be celebrating. And of course, we made it 5. It's going to be like that for the rest of the season. Just get used to that.
Gentlemen.
Back and forth. When City, if they play, I think they play before we play Chelsea this week. If they draw it back to 2, there's going to be mad celebrations. And if we beat Chelsea and push it, there's going to be mad celebrations. So yeah, I say celebrate. Absolutely. And yeah, we're celebrating right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. What do you make of Eberechi Eze's performance today? Because I thought there'd been a lot of scrutiny on him. There were a lot of people I didn't even have him in their starting 11. I wasn't going to put him in a starting 11 until I was literally middle of recording yesterday, and I was talking about who should start for Arsenal, and I was about to, the words Leandro Trossard were going to come out of my mouth. By the way, he did start, because I thought that Odegaard would start, but Odegaard didn't start. And I said, you know what? Nah, I want to fucking see Eze start because he scored a hat-trick last time. He is in their heads. He, that's the last player that Tottenham Hotspur, from their point of view, want to see. Like, I was just on with the terrace, and Henry's like, fuck, I hate Eze.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's the exact guy I want to fucking play then.
That makes sense.
How do you feel about his performance today, man?
It was very interesting. In that first half, I think before he popped up with the goal, ghost. He wasn't really in it a whole lot. There were a couple of times I was saying, you know, maybe he should come back a little bit deeper and try to help in build up because he just wasn't in it for a while. And I know it was fragmented because, you know, somebody for me, I believe in Terry's conspiracy. It was a tactic. We had 8 minutes of momentum. We were banging down the door, and then somebody sabotaged the mechanical equipment. But we'll put that to the side.
And what stadium are we in?
The tinfoil hat. Yeah, my tinfoil hat's over here, so we'll just leave that over there. No, but after he scored the goal, it's interesting. People have called him a moments kind of guy, and I think he had his moment to get the first goal, and from there, never looked back, and was fantastic. And I think in this game specifically, we saw Eze and Gyökeres. It's like a relationship that's finally blossomed. Like you know, we saw it a little bit with Havertz and Gyökeres. They were able to kind of find almost a telepathic thing. And today, yeah, it was there for the two of them all day. I mean, and I've at times thought, man, we're hitting it long a little bit too much. And I had at the end of my watch long, I had to think, you know what? They have a confidence that Gyökeres is going to challenge for it. They have a confidence that Eze is going to be there to win that second ball, or that Saka was there to win that second ball. And so, yeah, Raya hit it long a couple of more times than maybe, you know, because we're really good at paying out the back as well. And I like to see that. So, but when I had to check myself and be like, you know what? Gyökeres played so well, and he was platforming Eze behind him so well. It was beautiful. It was just beautiful to see. I love it.
Do you know who deserves a lot of credit today? Because I've been listening to James talk. You used to use the word platforming, and James was asking why, with the fact that we've got a Rice and a Zubimendi, and you have that great defense, why don't we platform our attackers more? And I feel like maybe, just maybe, or it's completely a coincidence. And obviously, you know, Arteta probably thought it himself. You know, give credit to the manager. Today, of all days, when we needed it most, he's platforming our attackers. All of a sudden, today, Trossard, Eze, Saka, Gyökeres, all playing with freedom. All really actually having to be relieved of some of their off-the-ball duties so they can literally just kind of do their things and be free on the offensive side of the ball today. And it ends up with 4 goals. Now, I think Tottenham play their part in it because, you know, I think after it goes to 2-1, you know, you see that they had to come out. In fact, it's funny because when you go 1-0 up, they score right away, and they had to come out and they responded right away. We'll get into the Declan Rice mistake in a bit as well. It's the only, you know, blemish on today. But then, of course, after it goes 1-1, then they've gone back and sit back into their shape again. We go 2-1 up, they come out. This time around, we punish them, and we are able to play with the freedom of the pitch. And we tire them out to the point where, you know, they're going to have to sacrifice the only really good players they have on the entire squad that are available, are the ones that they started. They had 3 strikers on the bench, and the rest of them were no names. And you had to kind of tire them out and then allow ourselves. I wasn't surprised that Victor supports the 4th on at the end, like, because of the fact that they were not going to have the gas. Just based on the fact
he wore Dragusin out. He wore Dragusin out just all day long. And I think that, you know, to be fair to some of the Spurs players, I think that Basuma was half decent in the midfield. I think Paulinho was half decent in this, like, a right center back role that, like, considering that's like, I've never ever seen him play there, not for Fulham, not for anyone. You know, so that was interesting. But I think I agree with you. In the end, we just wore them down. And for me, it's that high press that we see in the Champions League. We saw it against Bayern. We saw it against Inter. And look how effective it is there. We saw it in the League Cup first leg away at Chelsea, where we're pressing high for a long period of time. And today, it's 4-1 in the 97th minute. And they can't get a pass out the back from Archie Gray. He's pinned into the corner flag. Let's see that for the rest of the season. And look what happens when we do that.
I always said that. I've said this for many seasons. Why can't we We always actually, I'll say this for this one, and maybe it's down to Tottenham just not being a good team. Maybe challenge me on this all you want. But we always play exactly how Arsenal should play in an ideal world, home and away against Tottenham Hotspur. But it doesn't show up like that for the rest of the year. Everything is always confusion and overcooking it and over egging it. And by the way, we've cooked it and over egged it to 5 points clear at the top of the league. So I'm not fully like complaining about it, but I always wonder that. Like, why does the TIFO come out, Tottenham at home, but it doesn't come out for any other home game of the season? TIFO should come out every fucking week.
My opinion, honestly, it's what we were saying in the build-up to this. In the 3 days between Wolves and Spurs, you and I were both talking about how the players hear us. The players hear the online and the fans in the stadium, of course. They hear it. They feel the energy around, they're connected to the fan base. They really are. And so every time they know we just cannot stand Spurs, and that, just like Rice said in the interview, and somebody quoted Saka saying it's disaster to lose to Spurs. We need to get that mentality, as you say, in every single game. It's disaster to draw to Wolves. It's disaster to draw to Brentford, and it's very interesting. Something that I haven't brought up to you, at least, is that I saw a stat where Arsenal have wasted 117 minutes on dead ball situations, throw-ins, goal kicks, corner kicks, set pieces, etc. And it's very annoying that we do that when we're not winning. And so in the toughest period of the game today, where they had just scored until the end of the first half, when it was pretty even because we were not winning all the duels in the midfield. There was a lot of 50-50 balls that they won a couple of them and were able to get forward for kind of the first time in the half. And it was pretty even. There were moments in there where we were still taking forever on corner kicks, and that's really annoying to me. And I want to get your opinion on that. It's 100% a tactic. It's Mikel Arteta has said that's something we've seen that for time now. And it's very annoying. So it's a clear tactic. But if you go back and look, I'm not surprised by that high number at all. And yes, we won 4-1 today, and it's the thing, but it happens every time. And even when we weren't winning, we were doing that. And I feel like there are times where I want to see a bit more urgency. And in that second half, they upped it and were showing the urgency, even up 4-1. More of the same place.
Interesting. That's the first time I've ever heard this stat. So I'm kind of just kind of thinking it in my head. So I'm not.
Again, it's a Twitter stat. So take that with a grain of tweets.
Yeah. Look, this is one of those things that obviously can get twisted into some sort of narrative.
Well, everything's a narrative.
No. What people don't understand, Jake, and this is what annoys me the most with narrative. You always want to get a competitive edge. That's part of a manager's job, which is to do all he can to instruct his team all in the best possible way to win games. Dark arts is part of tactics. I think, especially in a game like this away from home, well, let's say, that moment, that period of time you were talking about, which is, after Mwani's goal up until halftime, is a very key period, because this is a Tottenham Hotspur fan base, who, by the way, has had to struggle with relegation. Let's be honest, but also I think is more fueled than anything by the potential of them being the ones to spoil it for Arsenal. Let's not mix this up whatsoever. Tottenham Hotspur fans today cared more about ruining Arsenal's season than saving their own relegation issues. And for the fact that they got it to 1-1 at that time, you could tell the stadium was up, the fans were up.
Yeah,
so what do you have to do as the opposition manager on an away ground like that? You got to take that sting out of the game. You take the momentum. Every single time you can take a breather, you can waste some clock. You can, kind of take away that momentum as much as you possibly can. That's what you do. What you're going to do at the dead ball situations. Take as long as you fucking need, because if you rush and you panic and you rush to get all that ball back into play so quickly, that's when bad things can happen. That's when you're playing into their hands, so to speak. So that's just kind of part of what it is. I think it's about trying to control momentum in games by taking your time. And I think it's smart because we were talking yesterday about, the Wolves game and this last post game, which is why we don't just take, go pass, recycle in those moments when we're up 2-1 and stuff, right? That is one way of taking the sting out of the game. Another way of taking the sting out of the game is what you just said, which is at dead ball situations. You get fouled, take your time. Goal kick, take your time. Corner kick, take your time. Free kick, take your time. Throw in, all that stuff, right?
Sure.
That takes the sting out of the game. That takes momentum out of the game. That gets the other team frustrated. That also removes...
Gets me frustrated too.
Yeah, but when the other team is doing it, right? Like you see the clock ticking down, and you're like, "Fuck, come on, dude, take the free kick. I want the ball." But you know what I mean? Like,
well, I guess I'm of the opinion that if it's 0-0, we need to put some throats. We need to be going for it.
Unless it's 0-0 at the Etihad.
I hear your point about slowing it down a bit, especially in wild moments where we're a little panicky, and that's very definitely a good thing. And also, it kind of lets you catch a little breather too. So I get it on that aspect, but I think we overdo it maybe a little bit. And, at times when I'm a little emotional, and I'm frantic because the game is kind of back and forth, I'm glad they're calming it down and not listening to me, because I'm like, go, 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 go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, I got to get to the comments. Rookie, as always, shows up and shows out every single damn time. So big up to you.
Big up, Rookie.
Told you guys after Wolves, no need to panic. We are winning the league. You did. Big ups to you. I referenced you, by the way, a few times in my other videos, Rookie, because you said stuff. You said some really good gems, on a really, really dark night for our football club. You, Rookie, I give you as much credit.
Hey,
as
Rookie
you
knows
possibly
ball.
deserve, man. Bro, Rookie totally knows ball. You did. And I was like, I'm going to try to get there tomorrow. But you were there right after the Wolves game, being like, you know what? Nah, we're big ups. And we need more fans like Rookie. I've been literally throwing shade on all of it's not about, I just want to say, we're allowed to criticize the team. I'm not going to gatekeep everyone's opinions on the football club. I want to make that very, very clear because everyone deserves the right. I live in a country with free speech. I know for sure Jake lives in a country with free speech. England's another country with free speech. Say your bit. But it's when we start to get toxic and when we start to put out bad vibes is what I don't like. And when a guy like Rookie in the middle of the fucking fire goes, you know what? Nah, fuck off. We're winning this. That's
Love it.
That's my people. That's my people.
Love it.
Rookie goes, all we needed was some technical security. And we sure did that today. 110%. All right. Nate the Gunner goes. Nate, by the way, I love Nate. Nate also always turns the fuck up every single time as well. Their agenda is clear. Oh, yeah. On the celebration thing? Yeah. 100.
Okay. Yeah. I was wondering what he was saying. Yeah.
No, he was talking about that. Yeah. Rookie goes, it wasn't perfect, but I saw it. When these players are technically secure, we suddenly became imperious. You were right.
Is this the time for me to mention that? You know how everybody,
the time. It's always everybody,
all the haters have been upset with Gyökeres because of, oh my God, he's got a terrible first touch. He's horrible on the ball. He doesn't have any technical skill. Go back and look at that performance today. How many wayward touches did we see today?
By the way, that goal he missed, the shot in the opening minutes, he beats Dragos and he takes the extra touch. And
dude, the touch. Okay. The touch for as a second goal is that he made the goal.
Yeah. 1,000%. Oh,
killing it, crushing
it. But didn't I tell you? I said this to Terry just now, and by the way, all the people in the Terrace chat are like laughing at me. I'm reading the comments as I'm talking. Right? I told you against the Wolves game. And by the way, I come out of our stream, and everyone's saying, "Oh, how shit." Gyökeres was against Wolves. I'm like, I told you in the Wolves game, I could see sign that he is back. I said, without the goals, He looks like the Sporting Lisbon version of himself in all aspects of play, even in the Wolves game, in that first half especially, right?
Yeah, the hold up today was, I think it was his best second half.
Between
Best
that and
45
today
minutes.
was that today he scored 2 goals and he also provided for Eze as well. It just showed up on the score sheet. But all the other aspects of the game was he did exactly the same against Wolves.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The technique that he, like, I don't know if it was an improvement or whatever you want to call it, but today, versus what he first was when he first got here, maybe it was fitness or whatever, but yeah, today was some sublime touches.
I seriously think we're at the point where Gyökeres is going to be consistently good from here on out. I do believe it.
8 and 12.
Because that is the evidence that he's absolutely 15 goals in the Premier League now, by the way. So he could, by the way, listen to this. This was very funny. This is what I love. We are at the 3/4 pole of the season, right? He is on 15 goals. So that is on pace for him to hit 20.
Sure.
There were people when he wasn't doing well. He's never hitting 20. You really think, Anton, that he's hitting 20?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yes, I do. He's right on track.
Now.
He's right on track.
Now, that's for sure.
And he's going to get beyond that, by the way, because
and both of those
15 goals in 3/4 of the season were like huge dry spells included, right? So
somebody made the comment that he only scores against shitty teams.
And I said, Chelsea, Inter Milan, Tottenham Hotspur. As much as you guys want to clown Spurs of where they are in the league, and by all means, this is an Arsenal show. I invite everybody to do it as much as possible. They're still a big 6 team. Chelsea is a big 6 team.
Chelsea is, yeah.
Inter is Italian champions, Champions League finalists. They did it in their ground. I told you he scored against Benfica in the cup last year. So I think he scored against Benfica in the league, home and away as well, if I'm not mistaken. I watched that. I think he scored against Benfica on every game he played them, and that's the other biggest team in Portugal. So, I mean, man was fucking banging in goals, regardless of who the team was last season. Like he scored. Was it a hat trick against Manchester City? Yes. So,
yeah. When Lisbon wrecked them, that was beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Heck, City celebrated yesterday after their Newcastle win. Didn't hear anything about it. Right.
Oh, we heard plenty of. I heard some people getting on to City about it, but it was more of like, yeah, they should be celebrating than getting upset with them. Yeah.
Like my thing is, this is what people don't get about me. I only give you back what you give me. So today, when I go out on the terrace and I go, momentum is with Arsenal, City are bottling it. Because that's exactly what people said about Arsenal after we won 3-0 against Sunderland and they had a win against Liverpool away. I'm like, what does this have to do with fucking Arsenal? Yeah. So the only reason why I said that today is because you said it first.
Hey, that's the game. That's the game. It is what it is.
That's all I'm saying. Are you surprised we played both our ball defeat winner and gave them overlaps and we sustained attacks? Not a surprise. No, I'm not surprised because Mikel Arteta finally got his act together and put together a balanced lineup. He didn't overthink it today.
I do think that Timber was, I think he looked tired.
I was surprised. By the way, Rookie, I watched back that Wolves game as hard as, one of the hardest parts about this job is I have to watch games even when we lose. Like a lot of times before when I was just a casual
do you go
fan,
back and watch them again?
I watch them because I need to go on. I have podcasts. I need to speak with clarity and I need to be able to give the people tactical analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are spot on about Timber. He was worse than Martinelli. The amount he couldn't even string together any passes, a 5-yard, 2-yard pass. He gave the ball away so many times. He wasn't even good at defensive duties against Wolves. Everything was bad. Everything was bad. And I was surprised to see him in the lineup today. I was surprised that Ben White didn't even make the fucking bench. I was like, that for me,
is he
get me a little bit outraged. But I saw the rest of the team. I don't know. That's a good question. But I saw the rest of the team, and I was like, yeah, no, we're winning this. I saw Tottenham's team, and I was like, well, yeah, we're winning this. But no, I'm not surprised because he had to. So honestly, today's game, he had to get it all right. The pressure was him to get it all right. It was no fucking about. Like I said, back to basics. You know, when your back is against the wall and you need to deliver, you need to go back to what is familiar for everybody, and that's exactly what he did. So big ups to Mikel for today for that. Football for
According to
team.
Sports Mole, Ben White is injured again, setback.
Okay.
I don't know what
Well,
about
there you
Sports
go.
Mole as far as the source, but they
By the
say
way,
he's got another setback.
Mascara. When Mascara came on today, at right
Fantastic.
back, he was fucking amazing. I gotta say, football for teams with better players isn't supposed to be direct, but more nuanced and control the whole game. I agree. I agree for the most part, but sometimes it's you have to be able to shake it up a little bit and work towards the strengths of your players. So when we said we need to be direct, it's because that's what suits Victor Gyökeres. That's what suits Eze, as an example. It and to get the best out of those players, he had to be. The other thing to do, though, to get the best out of those players, which I mentioned about 10 minutes ago, which is platform them. Because I've always been a massive advocate of, hey, you know, and I'm into on this whole Arteta stuff about, hey, every position player, 1 through 11, needs to be able to be great off the ball and be able to be in a good shape. But I also don't want that to be taking away and diminishing the ability of my forward players by tiring them out too much, that when they're supposed to be doing the job that their position actually entails, they're too gassed to be able to do it properly. I find that happens a lot. Today, he allowed Saka and Trossard and Eze and Gyökeres to be platformed. He trusted his defense. He trusted that midfield. Zubamendi is going to be a bit of an unsung hero today because I think he made a massive rebound performance from his game the other day. By the way, Norgard still doesn't come on today, which is interesting. Everybody was like saying, "Hey, I want Norgard starting," or he put the faith back in Zuby, and Zuby did an amazing job. And Rice, I did see the comment, this comment, perfect time, by the way, from Yuki. Don't let that Rice mistake blind you. He was insane today. Absolutely. And that was a big part of it because he did all the dirty work, everything to allow our attacking players to play in their flow. And this is something that we need to use as a template for the going forward rest of the season. Because we do have the best defense and one of the best midfields in the world, and you have to act like it and use those strengths, and that way you get to see the good attacking players that we have
Let me ask you a
do their
question.
thing. Yeah,
Do you think Zubamendi's tackling is underrated? I think that, like you said, his performance today will go, you know, maybe a bit unsung is a good word to speak, you know, because if there were other performers, then obviously the attackers are going to get the plaudits and the flowers as they should. But I played the DM role myself, so I always have an eye on him in the middle of the park. And Zubamendi's ability in the duels for second balls and his tackling ability, I think, are underrated. What do you think?
I 100% agree. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he's been labeled as Zuba Maestro by my good friends Positive Dan and Negative Dan. You know, that's kind of what he's supposed to be. But he is a defensive midfielder by trade, and his comp as a player is your traditional Spanish number 6, Rodri Busquets of the. He's actually, I believe, the next in line in that order, right? Rodri Busquets. Then he handed off the baton to Rodri, and I think that Rodri hands off the baton to Zubamendi. Yeah, it
At
absolutely
least as
does.
far as Spain is concerned, yeah.
As far as Spain is concerned. So, yeah, it's absolutely underrated, but it's the most important part of his game. And one thing I've been impressed with is of all the players that joined our football club this summer, he was the one that people were nervous about him adapting to the league. I heard the
Because
narrative
he's
like, well,
small.
yeah, because he's small or because he's Spanish or whatever the case was. I don't even remember. It was so long ago. That was all the way back in August. But like he from day one, Man United away was winning fucking duels against Casemiro in the middle of the park, and he's not stopped. He's had a few really bad ones. The other day was a really bad one, but he from start to finish the season has been tremendous. I think good to see Gyökeres and Eze, our two star signings. But the other star signing who's been the consistent from day one, Martin Zubimendi, has been probably the best of the three.
I'm a fan.
And of the eight, to be honest.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. Rookie goes, let's not go over the top. Most of what makes that Tottenham performance great. I saw I thought you were talking about Tottenham themselves. I'm like, what? He's talking about our performance against Tottenham. I saw in the first half at Wolves. Like the way I read that was like the Tottenham performance.
Wait a minute.
I'm like, wait, what? They got slapped. No, he's talking about our performances against Tottenham. I saw in the first half at Wolves, like I said, this time we got a result because the players were more technically safe. Agreed.
Let me ask you something about this one. I personally thought, especially in that first half, that Trossard struggled on the ball. He always does great work against the ball, in my opinion. But I thought that maybe it was a little slow, and he was definitely hesitating to take on Spence, and kind of kept coming back a little bit. I thought he had a couple of poor touches, and he did look frustrated when he came off. And when he did, I was calling for him to come off too. I was like, get him off, in the watch along, because he was struggling a bit. I think he probably had, the poorest day in a day of heights, for me. And maybe it's because of this. Yeah. Maybe it's because of what Rookie is saying here, because he was trying to be a bit more safe, and we were going down the right a lot more than we were down the left-hand side.
Saka, another player, he's tremendous.
Saka was fantastic.
To go back in his position, he was attacking Spence all day. They were jostling back and forth. Obviously, there's a bit of a rivalry there from being England teammates and all that, and the familiarity with each other. And I thought let's not forget our opener, the Eze scores. But how does that start?
He megs Sarr.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of fortune, but he gets the nutmeg on Sarr and goes to the byline. Yeah,
I gotta say, the other day against Wolves, there was not a single person. I think we said Gyökeres came out with his head held high in that game, and who else did we say came out with their head held high in that game? Was it? We had another player. We said. I thought, Saka himself.
Saka probably, right? Yeah.
But
yeah.
in this game, everybody turned up. Mm-hmm. I mean, and you had criticism for Trossard. I will also look. I would say that I feel like he could have done more with the opportunities he had, but he's also set the tempo a little bit by being aggressive and taking shots and going at them. And I thought he was pretty good. Like I heard the commentator said that he had the most shots of any Arsenal player in the first half.
Sure. Yeah. I'm a big fan. Like I'm not like getting on him or anything. I'm a huge fan. I love Bossardino, but I was just, as far as today's performance is what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, again, I was saying this yesterday on my Upset Alert show, right? And this is one thing that I'm noticing. A lot of people this is one reason why I didn't put Trossard in my starting 11, because this is twice this season now that he has been subbed on and subbed off in the same game. Those were two very, very disappointing.
Oh, that's harsh, man. He got a concussion. That's not his fault.
It's not about concussion. It's not about concussion.
It's not his fault.
No. It's not a criticism.
Okay.
It's taking care of my players, recognizing that on Sunday I want a player who is much more fit in this this moment of time.
Okay.
Much more fit in this moment of time. That's why I would have gone with Eze on that side and with Odegaard down the center. Now we didn't see Odegaard until the second half after the game was done, and so I think to be honest, I think that's a testament to our performance today, because I actually thought I was calling on on Odegaard to be a difference maker, to be the captain, to come in and right the ship.
I mentioned it at halftime too.
We didn't need it.
Nope.
And by the way, big ups to Arteta for this. Gabriel Jesus didn't sniff the pitch today.
Didn't even get on today. I thought of you when I looked at the clock and it was 96 minutes. I was like, Gyökeres is going to make it all the way today. I was like, Anton's going to be so happy.
And what the fuck did he do at 90 minutes plus 4? You see the graphic right next to you?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Leave him on. He'll stat pad.
That is it. People tell me, oh, wait until the second half. If you bring him on as a sub, he's better as a sub. Dude, have you seen this dude? He is so fucking fit. He is underrated as an athlete.
Dragusin looked dead on the goal. In the 95th minute, he's just holding them off like it's nothing.
Put this into context, right?
Yeah.
Since the last time that we played Tottenham, since Tottenham have played, we have played Brentford, we have played Wigan, and we have played against Wolves. All three of those games Victor Gyökeres played in. Yeah. And today, after Dragusin has had 12 days off, Gyökeres still outlasts him in fitness today. Because people underrate what he is. I understand this player. That's why I've never given up on him. That's why I say stuff everybody thinks is crazy because they're all basing it off of what they've seen this year. But I've seen this player throughout his career, and I know what he's capable of doing, and I know the facts about him. And I know he's not a super sub. In fact, in general, I think he tends to struggle to adapt to the game because the team plays a different way than he plays. So you saw earlier in the year when he came back from his injury and he was coming on in the second half. And by that time, it's like a bit of a waste because he's going to be better as a starter, settling himself into the game and having the team kind of play to his strengths rather than play out one different way with Marino and then completely change their game for him to come on. And it just doesn't work that way. I feel like he can play from start to finish. For the last 10 games of the Premier League, he could play 90 minutes.
Yeah,
now,
the whole time.
Will we be able to do that against the Champions League? Probably not. But that's why I think that Kai Havertz might be our guy in the Champions League from now on, I'm thinking.
Well, we'll find out very soon because in 2 weeks, it'll be a Champions League tie right before the Carabao Cup final. So we'll find out what Arteta's thinking as far as priority.
Yeah, but that's why I keep yelling at Arteta. Leave him in. Because this is where he feeds 90 plus 4. Sunderland, I think he scored another one similar also towards the end of the game as well. That time as well. No. This is where that's where he does it.
Well, to be fair to Dragon Shit, he was there for a while.
Shit.
he hung in there for a little bit, for about a half, and then Victor wore him down, kept coming at him, and eventually he was able in the end to just, whatever, and score. That was fantastic. I love it. And Gyökeres is coming hot at the right time.
Yeah, man. And that's exactly it. For me, I watch multiple different sports where I've seen my team win championships. And it's not about how you finish. It's not about how you start the season. No, sorry. It is about how you finish. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. It's about pacing yourself. It's a marathon. I want to say when in the NFL, all judgments are reserved during the regular season. It's what happens when you show up in the playoffs. And in the Premier League, it's what happens when you show up in the run-in. The run-in is where legends are made. The difference between world-class players and good players is what they do when the title is on the line, when the big trophies are on the line. And today was that was the beginning of the run-in. I know for all intents and purposes, it really starts at Chelsea because that's the first of the last 10. But given the circumstances, today was the beginning of the run-in. Tottenham away, we needed to have a response, and we got it. And players who everybody has been trying to throw under the bus and labeling as flops showed up when it mattered the most today. Away from home, let's not forget about that as well. And I cannot wait to see the response of certain Tottenham fans who are prominent on the air. Jamie O'Hara.
Yeah, I love his
I want to hear what Abby
has
to say. I want to hear what Abby has to say.
Their tears are like so much joy, you know. And And honestly,
Yeah.
isn't 3-point lane like our second training ground anyway? Like that's 5 on the
Dude,
bounce in the league that we've
this is
beat
what
them.
James was saying. This is the one thing I've actually disagreed with James all year. I make fun of it. He said, I found it very hard to see us winning four games in a row away at Tottenham. And I'm like,
Why?
no, I very much easily can see us winning 4 games in a row at Tottenham. Everyone's winning at Tottenham this season. Like
You get 3 points, and you get 3 points, and you get 3 points.
We had to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We
the
had
pressure
no
was
other
definitely
choice.
on.
Right?
The pressure
There might
was
be
on.
another game where we don't beat them away from home, and of course, over time, that's going to happen. We're going to lose to them at the Emirates sometime in the future. I'm talking about the future being a very, very long. They might not be back in the Prem, right?
We're not sure when they're going to be back.
That's a very good.
That's Dreamland stuff.
I am going to stick to my sentiments. I'm not going to, on one show on the tiers, tell you that.
Yeah, big up Anton's tiers. Make sure you're locked in over there on that show.
Because I told you, when Anton, like, if everybody wants to know what I really feel about teams, like seriously how I feel about everybody team, without the banter, that's the show for it. Because I literally, without any sort of agendas, put that tier together. And I'm like, no, Tottenham is too good to go down. They are too good to make
him do some bias in the comments.
Yeah, there are many worse teams in this league that will drop off in the final few games of the season. I think are worse than Tottenham.
Boo.
Some of which are still in that relegation zone. So, by the way, Tottenham got totally bailed out today by Liverpool. So before
that's a robbery. Smash and grab, bro. Talk about smash and grab.
By the way, McAllister, big ups to McAllister, different game altogether. I mean, can you imagine? He had the winner. He thought he had the winner. Then it was rubbed off. He goes and scores it again anyway. Yeah, I know. But that's the details. He should have been rubbed off. But I'm saying the mentality to score the winner, have it removed, and then do it again anyway.
And do it again. Yeah.
That's not easy, man. Ruki goes, Zubimendi in that second half is exactly what I want. No hiding and get on the ball, and even has to get on the ball more. 110%.
Fine by me. Yeah.
110%. He also goes, Gyökeres is adapted. He has 15 goals in all competitions, and he can get more than 25. He ain't no flop. 100%.
Absolutely.
This is what I don't like, is when people are so quick to make judgments on players or on the season. You had a bad game. We're not winning the league. And now I did it in certain group chats or to certain people, just a little bit as tongue in cheek. Right? But to actually literally mean that, oh, he's a flop. Like, come on, bro. That's for I always said this, right? That's the job of rivals. So when rivals go and tell me, hey, Arsenal are bottling or blah, 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 I don't care, because that's what they do. I would be doing it too to them.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I love it.
Like,
we love it.
It's the ones that go under my skin are our own fans. And like, we need to stop being so polarizing. I've had fans who, were saying that it was done 2 weeks ago against Sunderland. For the next day to say we're bottling it.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I can say this stuff. Jake can say this stuff on today because we've remained consistent, even when it was hard. Do you know how hard it is? Do you know how hard it is after that Wolves game to come up onto stream and right away, and not just that, record 3 videos back to back to back where I have to keep fucking talking about that damn game?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is? With
just a weight in your stomach the whole time. Just a weight in your stomach the whole time. Just like, this is.
I actually wanted to give an applause. I want to big up to every single Gooner. I'm talking about across YouTube and the media, who, despite what happened on Wednesday, came out, showed our faces, and told everybody what we feel. If you had criticism, that's fair enough, right? Because I believe the team deserved to be criticized. But I honestly, all you guys deserve so much respect, because I could just tell you myself, it was not easy. I honestly, most times, I would just like hide away, and I don't even talk about the people at work. Everybody's gonna be waiting to fucking clown me when I get to work. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's easy to do that. But when you actually still go up, show your face, talk about it on, it's not an easy thing to do. So big ups to everybody who was doing it. Everybody.
Hats off to any fan that can come on. Like, for example, Henry came on today after his team took an ass whooping. Like, hats off to any fan who can come on and do content after their team gets massacred. Like, for real, it's tough. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
not
there are
fun.
some fans who thrive on it
fun.
because it's like they're like Lee Gunner obviously would fucking show up after we lost, tell you I
Sure.
told you. Like there are certain fans who do that. I'm not talking to those guys because obviously, you know, they get off on that. I'm talking about the ones of us who've been positive most of the year, um, for us to continue to remain positive, but also be critical and be balanced.
Yeah.
So like yeah, it's been a tough week. I think it's been a character building week, not just for our players, but for our fans. And what I want to say though now is buckle up. Okay, you had your panic. I said this on the terrace, and I saw Jake's comment. I smiled because I saw his comment being like, "Yeah, big of fuck up, fuck yes, Anton," or whatever you wrote. Ride with us now, guys.
Yeah,
This is it.
you were getting excited. I was like, yeah, let's go.
No, because this is what I'm saying though. 10 games to go in the season. We're about to enter into as well Champions League knockout. We got a final in the cup. I mean, for all intents and purposes, you know, I think we're gonna beat Mansfield by whatever scoreline, whether it be 1-0 or 12-0.
That's such a blessing.
And
That
we'll
draw
go
is
into the
such a blessing.
quarterfinal. Right. So we'll start from the quarterfinal stage of the FA Cup. This is the business end of the thing. Do not throw that was your chance to throw your toys out the pram. But we buckle in and we strap in from now into the rest of the year. And if things don't go in our way, we'll have all summer to complain. But strap in and let's fucking do this. This is where everything is on the line for us. 4 potential trophies. Let's fucking go. Let's back. It's time. Chelsea come to the Emirates. They're gonna want to get revenge because we kicked them out of the cup and we beat them twice back to back. They're gonna want their revenge. Buckle up.
Hey, we definitely have to be locked in too for the Champions League because the way it's looking is it's either going to be Dortmund or Leverkusen, and either one of them.
No, well, or it could also be Olympiacos, or it could be who's the
Yeah,
other
they're
team
both down
again?
2-0. But
It
I
could be
watched
Atalanta, yeah. Oh, right. Yes,
Leverkusen wrecked Olympiacos 2-0
Yeah.
away, and Dortmund, dude, Atalanta, they're not going to do it. Bro. They're not going to do it. It's going to be either Leverkusen or Dortmund.
I want it to be
Mark my
Dortmund, and
words.
this is the reason why. Because if we play Leverkusen, Hincape would not be allowed to play because he's technically on loan from them.
That's fine, man. Garassi up top for Dortmund. I don't want to go to that yellow wall. I wouldn't want to face the yellow wall. I think I'd rather play Leverkusen. But we'll see. We'll see next week.
To be honest, as a person who watches a lot of Bundesliga,
Sure,
there's not much of a muchness like in terms of what each of them will offer for us. I think they're both very similar. Especially, I think there's been a lot of change at Leverkusen since Xabi Alonso left. So they're a lot more Dortmund-like now than they were before when they were under Xabi Alonso.
sure.
So we'll see. I mean, there are plenty of killers in the Leverkusen team.
Sure.
So
that's what I'm saying. We got to lock in. It's going to be tough either way.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But yeah, look, I think it's more from I think we are stronger as a squad. I think about our team, and right now I can't count on Calafiori to even make it past kickoff into the starting 11. I need
man.
fucking Hincap. If I have to, Miles Lewis Skelly's had one of the worst seasons. I mean, very small sample size, but he's not had a good season. I would be nervous if I had to start him in the last 16 against Leverkusen. Given I know he had great. I know you're going to say, hey. He's got it in him out there against Real Madrid. He does.
He's got it in him, but it's been really rough this season.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think whatever it is, I think there's an expectation that we need to go ahead and take care of business in that one. But we'll see. But you know, that's down the road. Today is all about Arsenal 4, Tottenham 1. And guys, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You saw how hard this week has been, right?
I think it's good that we have a week until Chelsea now. I think finally we have a week, finally, because it's taken how long's it been since we've actually had 7 days in between games?
We were supposed to have a week, and I actually do have a complaint a little bit for the Premier League, right?
Oh, their scheduling is
why wasn't Man City's game against Crystal Palace also put on Wednesday?
Palace had to play in the Conference League. They played Thursday in the Conference League.
Has that game been rescheduled yet? I'm gonna.
Yep, it's after the Etihad, bro. It's after we go to the Etihad. They're gonna have a game in hand for 2 months.
Why can't they play next week? Oh,
because there's a second leg. It's the second leg for the Conference League.
Oh, okay. All right. See, this is why
Palace didn't make the top 8, bro.
This is why I get Jake into answer me these questions, because otherwise he would have been in the comment section being like, because they're in the Conference League, Anton, it's because they're in the Conference League. Yeah, no, but guys, this is it. I'm gonna have to close off this show because I do start work, my actual job, in 28 minutes. Can you fucking believe? Been up since 3:30 a.m. my time, still awake, and then I have to start actually doing my fucking job. I'm literally gonna go through so much caffeine today. It's insane. But
hey, smash the subscriber button so we can make this Anton's job. Hit the likes, hype it up. Let's go.
Yeah.
We can make this his job.
Because then I'll just be able to just go take a nap for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? No, big ups to everybody, guys. We had so many people in today. Like my last post game show, which was by an emergency stream. I start off for the first 15 minutes of the show, 0 viewers, just talking to myself, yelling at the thing.
Today, that's how it goes sometimes.
3 minutes in, there were 21 people in here.
Nice.
Which for me, like from 0 to 21, at the size of this channel is right now, is a big deal for me. And yeah, I've come on here on my own. I made this a new show all by myself. So
hey, trust me, I know the struggle.
One thing I was thinking is like, I'm gonna do a post. I said this. I think I sent Jake this message yesterday because me and him were chatting, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna do this post game show thing all the time. Why only do it in a moment of crisis? Why not just, now we have to have a post game show. It's not an emergency stream. Fucking beat Tottenham. We get to celebrate it. All right. Before we go, I do want to go through the team, and we will do. I'm going to pull up our 11. I want to do the player ratings because last time we did the player ratings and we shat on everybody.
Yeah.
Today,
yes, we did. Did we give Timber a 3? Yeah, it wasn't great.
I gave Cal Fury a -1.
You gave him a 3.5 or something.
I gave him a -1. Yeah, -1.
No, it wasn't good.
Yeah. So today we're gonna do the player ratings, and I am so excited. I'm here for it. All right, let's start in the goal. David Raya.
Definite response.
How'd you feel about him today?
Definite response. I thought that he was definitely sure on the ball, and dude, the goal line clearance, man. To dive back and slap that away. Yeah, man. 7.5 for me. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, look, to be honest, that moment was so big. We didn't even speaking about it until now. Like, first of all, I actually
was that at 2-1?
That was at 3-1.
Okay.
But
still,
I'm like, I've got that Wolves game in my head, and I'm like, oh no, not after what happened the other day. Can he do that again? Can he have another really bad moment? He slapped that thing out of there. I was really nervous that they were going to go to VAR and review to see if it went over the line, and then I was like, nah. If it went,
well, the referees get to watch.
It would have been in. Yeah, exactly.
On the referees' watch, there's a little light that goes off if it goes across the line, and the goal line technology will like do a red light on his arm, and he'll see.
Tell it to the Tottenham fans who were fucking whining about that, saying it went over the line.
Well, that's why they'll. When it's close like that, if you pay attention to the center ref, he'll be doing this on his arm because it's on his watch. So it's like there's no subject. It's not subjective at all.
It's the Frank Lampard rule. That came into play after Frank Lampard in South Africa against Germany. So, yeah.
I wish it would have come into 8 years before that, because Ali Khan did the same thing to Landon Donovan, and USA,
Right, yeah.
would have beat Germany and gone
Germany
on
got
to that
got benefited from the shit goal line technology, like no lack of it, I should say.
No, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into USA World Cups. We'll be here all day. Go on.
Well, you got one coming up in the summer. although to be fair, I am a bit of a three nation man when it comes to that stuff. A preference to England, because England's the nation that cares most about football, and that's my dad's nation, my fatherland, should I say? But of course, I'm an American as well. Live here in Australia, so big ups to the English-speaking countries that go to.
I gotta say, man, I will just say this: why, oh why, do the USA insist on hiring Spurs managers and players? Like,
I know,
first Jurgen Klinsmann, and not even just Spurs. Poch went to Chelsea too. What are we doing? Anyway, go on.
Well, it looks to me like Poch is going to be back at Spurs next year, from what I've been hearing from everybody. For all those who know, like, I've got pretty good connections now in this space. I know specific people who I was on shows with about an hour ago who whisper things in my ear because they're very well connected with other people who are all whisper things in their ear. So
makes sense to me.
From what I'm hearing, Poch is very much in play for him to be returning back to Tottenham in the summer. So we'll see about that. But for Raya, I would actually have to second you. I would probably say 7. By the way, one underrated thing for me today was, I don't know, it could even be higher.
It could be higher, actually.
It was a really important moment. Javi Simmons' shot at the start of the second half. He lasers that thing, and Raya catches it.
Yeah. Right, and he just catches it. Yeah,
he just catches it, and I'm like,
I'm sure it was raining. It's always raining.
I could tell you, since Wolves, he has made it a point to catch everything in sight.
Yeah, he's not punching Gabriel in the head today.
No.
He's
made it which is why I would have hated it if that thing went like bobbled over the line.
Yeah,
I would have been
Richarlison of all players.
I know, he always fucking gets a cheap goal against Arsenal. Fucking hell. Yeah. All right. Next, let's go to Piero Hincapié, because I thought he was one of our better players the other day. Today, I thought he put in a shift, man. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely thought he was good, for sure. Definitely with the duels, and even going forward, he was, like Rookie was saying, he was getting on the overlap for Trossard. He was always an option. Yeah, I think 7.5 is a good, right in there again is a good spot for sure.
Yeah, I would agree. I would have to probably go 7. I'm actually going to skip to the other side of the pitch, the other fullback, because Jurrien Timber probably comes off at 57 minutes. He got a yellow card. Mascara obviously comes on for him. What do you reckon about Timber's performance today?
I like Timber a whole lot, and I don't want to make excuses for him, though. I think maybe he was a bit tired, Gary, and I don't like Gary Neville, but he did mention, Gary Neville said maybe he's a little bit tired in the commentary, and yeah, I can see that. There was a moment where you know how a lot of times when the opposition wingers will double up on our wingers with their defender, and they'll get really close, and then the pass back to whoever's there, a lot of the times it's Timber, is on, and he's got space. Today, there was a moment like that, and he could have taken it forward and had a shot. There was space there, and I almost pulled my hair out. I was like, what are you doing? Because he was like going real slow, and I was like, that's too slow. What are so, and like right after he got hooked. So I'm like, maybe I thought he worked hard, though, and I thought he definitely, against the ball, defending, especially in his one-on-one defending, I think he's fantastic. I thought he did well in certain times against Simmons. So I'm going to go with like a 6. Yeah. I'm not going to get too harsh on him.
I will say, though, this was definitely better than the Tottenham game. I thought that, by the way, his attacking play was much night and day from last week. Like, he was a lot more threatening in the attacking areas today. His crossing was much better today. His combination with Saka was, especially for that first Eze goal, great combination with Saka. There were times he gave the ball away in dangerous areas that made me nervous. Of course, that led to his yellow card as an example. Um,
I'm gonna
but I
have
do
to
think,
amend mine. I just remembered he got the assist for Gyökeres. I just remembered that. Yeah, I gotta bump it to a 7 because
mm,
he put the ball
the
across.
first one, right? The
No,
first Gyökeres.
Gyökeres, the goal in the 46th minute, Gyökeres'
Yeah,
first
the first
goal.
one. Yeah.
He laser
Yeah.
beamed it in, and Gyökeres with a
Yeah.
sublime touch. And yeah, so never mind. We'll bump him to 7. Yep.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I would say 7. I think that he had to come off because he was on a yellow, and I think it wasn't really based on 57 minutes because it's not based on his performance. Like Arteta was not taking any chances.
Right.
And a fullback who generally plays center back, his first really appearance at right back. What do you reckon about Christian Mosquera's? Because we'll get to the goats in a second.
Right.
Don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. But what do you reckon about Christian Mosquera's sub appearance? He played a very important 33 minutes at the back end of today's game.
I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. 13 million. Can we pay you more? Are you kidding? Who did we even pay for this guy? This guy, I love him. Comes in, does what you ask of him. Oh, you haven't played right back? No worries. We'll come in. I mean, and an example of why I'm just like, dude, slots right in. He's fantastic. Is there was a moment where he followed whoever was on their left winger. It might have been Simmons. Simmons came really deep to try and help with the buildup when we were putting them under in the right-hand corner, and he was able to win it back and get us going again because he followed Simmons for like 70 yards into the thing. And I'm like, oh, that's Mosquera in the attacking third, winning the ball back. I'm like, come on. And that's when I was like, I love this guy. So yeah, I mean, definitely at least a 7, maybe even an 8. I thought he was locked down. Fantastic when he came on.
Yeah. Big ups to my friend, because when we signed Mosquera, honestly, I didn't really know much about him.
Sure.
Because he played in La Liga. But one of my friends who actually I work with in my other job that starts soon, was saying he's also a Gooner, but he's a big Barcelona fan as well. And he was saying Mosquera is almost like a carbon copy of Ben White. There are a lot of people saying Saliba, and I think those people are right too, because what I've seen him play in Saliba's position, he slots right in. But when he played at left back today, he was Ben White. So I think both of those comps are actually right, that he's capable of doing that. He can play Ben White style right back and can play Saliba style center back. That is as a guy who's back up.
I'm a fan.
He's fucking phenomenal, man. I'm a fan. Such a fan of Mosquera.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, I've been thinking about that back of my head, like, Ben White, really? Because he looks more like Saliba to me. Right?
And we've seen him slot into center back and be a rock star. So against Marcus Thuram in Inter. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, big ups. Look, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna give Mosquera an 8.
There you go.
As a substitute. I mean, now more of a concentrated period of time for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in that period of time, I thought it was crucial, because let's not forget what happened on Wednesday. That for me plays a huge factor in how you close this game out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Let's get to the GOATs. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. Fantastic. Both of them. Let's do them both.
I think there were moments in that period, in the end of the first half, that there were a couple of clearances that I figured, hey, we should probably bring it down here. But like all told, stalwarts, man. I love William Saliba. Like, I'll just say it. Like, I absolutely love this guy. Rolls Royce, champagne, football, whatever you want to call him, man. This guy's got it. I absolutely love it. They were both fantastic today. Being definitely, and whatever Spurs tried to throw at him, and it wasn't a lot. And there were a lot of long balls though, and Gabriel, man, just headers all day long. And what I do love as well, and a lot of the times, not all the time, because I have had complaints about looking a little panicky at times, but when we're not like that and we're really confident, you can see them looking to find our players with the second ball situation, as opposed to just heading it forward and trying to get on it. You can see them, especially when there's not a whole lot of pressure on them. they're looking around to try to find the next pass. I absolutely love that, and I think they were both fantastic today. I mean, double eights, 88. Yeah, absolutely.
I would. That's exactly where I was going to go. We're in lockstep today, Jake, on these player
Yeah.
ratings because I've got double eights as well. And by the way, big ups Gabrielle. All right, and everyone's trying. It's so funny the way our rivals think about Gabrielle. I literally said, you know what, Gabrielle is a stand-up guy. People saying, oh, he's a cheat, he's a flop. Look at him, classic Gabrielle. I'm like, dude, the guy's a stand-up guy. He's my number one choice if Odegaard were to leave to be captain, because I think he literally leads by example. He's calm, he's level-headed. He's a true leader. You know what I mean? He gives people criticism. I can see his teammates' criticism when need be, but he also stands behind them and supports them, and he steps up in critical moments, and he's a solid rock. And
it's a standard he holds.
Everyone fucking got on him for being this, call him a salmon today for that moment.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, when you jump up in the air and then get pushed, you're going to make that motion, and it's going to look like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People don't understand player safe. Like the number one reason why you have a referee outside of keeping the rules is to protect players' safety. That's a very important thing, right? Player safety. If Crandall Colomwani puts his hands on a guy in the middle of the air, he is literally causing potential risk of the player landing awkwardly. He could come down on the side of his ankle, something. You're risking him now. He's got no control of where he is right now, right? For them to then reward Mwani for that action by giving him the goal would have been absolute insanity. And I think it would have been a lot more. I would have been a lot more angry about that than I believe Tottenham fans are for them not giving it.
Yeah.
Because of the two realities, one makes a lot more sense than the other. And that was the one that, credit to the PGMOL and credit to the referee today, who, by the way, I didn't know. So I think you always know that have a better refereeing performance when you don't.
It was Peter Banks.
Peter, yeah, I was like, he hasn't managed.
I've definitely heard of Peter Banks. I've definitely heard. He hasn't done a North London derby before, which is interesting.
I know. So happy it wasn't fucking Oliver. It wasn't.
I hate Michael Oliver, or I hate them both. Anthony Taylor had a shocker in the Liverpool game this morning. I hate him. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, no. No, but it was absolutely the right decision. But it's a great awareness from Gabriel knowing where he is at the time.
Well, my thing is, if Mwani doesn't put his hand in Gabriel's back, does he clear it away?
I don't think Mwani has the chance to take the shot.
No, I'm saying if you don't put the hand in
Gabriel would
clear it.
When honestly, I said this to Truth, and when I said this to Terry, right? When I watched it live, I didn't react at all to the 2-2 because I knew it wasn't going to be 2-2. Watching it live, I saw it. I'm like, nah, that's fine. I'm good. If the referee has got his head screwed on, this is not going to count.
Yeah, I saw it immediately. I thought it was a push.
Didn't even move an inch. I'm like, yeah, whatever. No.
I didn't go for my graphics to move the scoreboard. Yeah, didn't do anything. No, nothing.
No, I'm like, no, that's not a goal. The funny thing is that Connor McNamara was watching on the stream that I was doing, lost his mind. Oh, it's 2-2, Tottenham in it. And I'm like, no. Connor, chill, Connor. All right?
We're good.
We're good. He's got to do his job, though. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? If a goal goes in, let's say it does count, he has to fucking, make the moment epic, right?
Of course.
You know what I mean? But it didn't count. It didn't count. Yeah, so that was the defense, and I thought again. I know we conceded today. It was a bad moment, and I think, to be honest, if it wasn't for
moment of madness,
bad moment of madness, and again, the one blemish on today was the fact that, again, when we took the lead at a big moment from Eze, we fucking gave it right back right away, and that actually had me a bit angry. But you have to look at the game as a whole and the performances of both sides. And you were like, I don't know. And good thing I had Ethan, who's a Tottenham fan, big up to Ethan, in the Terrace chat, telling me, like, yeah, we're really happy with where it is at 1-1, but I just think that you guys are going to outlast us here because I just think that we're holding on. And he was right. So, and I'm like, yeah, if that's the way a Tottenham fan is thinking right now, and he's been watching them every single game, that must be the case. And it's exactly what was happening. So, that must be said because we have to stay balanced. I was not happy that, again, after what we just saw in the midweek, that we couldn't hold on to a lead. And if we did go 2-2 again, I would have also been pissed, given the fact that, again, but that wasn't the script that was on the
Yeah.
mind of today in the end, thank God. Let's move into the midfield because, as I mentioned, I believe these two guys had unsung performances that they platformed the rest of their teammates very, very well. Let's start with Martin Zubimendi. What score would you use to give Martin Zubimendi for today?
Yeah, I think Zubamendi definitely gets a 7 for me. He's worked hard in there. I like that he, as Ruki mentioned, he was getting on the ball a little bit more in that second half as well, dictating things. And again, I'm obviously not the manager, and for me, I feel like we might be better served by switching Rice and Zubamendi. But to Zubi's credit, he's grabbed a hold of the role and made it his and played very, very well. And I thought his importance in us winning second balls and dominating midfield battles is it cannot be understated. So yeah, definitely a 7, 7.5 for me today.
Yeah. By the way, Ruki is back in the comments section. He goes, when we win this league, I need us to strengthen that midfield. I think I'd say strengthen the depth of the midfield. I do think that Marino's absence as a rotational player is definitely noticed right now.
Is it like, why do we not see Norgard though? That's what I'm like, just keep like, the only thing that's baffling me still.
But I still think that we can upgrade on both of those. I think that's where I would say that I'd say we have to upgrade in some certain areas up front. I would still love to, regardless of Gyökeres coming in, because I knew that he would hit this patch. I'd still want to see Alvarez there because you have so many different guys who can offer you different things, right? I would like to have a left winger because I think that Trossard, this is going to be his swan song, and hopefully he ends out with it. I think so, yeah.
Sure.
Because remember, he didn't extend the years. He only upped the money in his new deal. So he'll have 1 year left to go after this, and it's our best chance to cash in. Martinelli, I think we move beyond him, honestly, as a football club. And yeah, so I do think we need a proper answer at the left wing. It was supposed to be Eze, but we still haven't seen it for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to see that. And midfield depth for me for sure. And I would say potentially another fullback, whether maybe both right and left back depth, given the fact that White and Cal have struggled with their fitness. And you have to just kind of be, you have to be kind of ready for that stuff. You know what I mean?
Is what it is.
It is. I'd say probably more right back because you do have MLS on the left, and I do think he's going to mature into being a better player. And there should be development there, and we do need to kind of not block that path. But yeah, here we go. I want Hassan Udrego at all costs. He gave me either Tielemans or Onana from Villa. Who does Hassan Udrego play for?
I'm not sure, but I would take Andre Onana right now. Absolutely. I'd rather have Onana than Tielemans, especially.
Udrego plays for Leipzig.
Okay, especially with the likes of Eze. If Eze, Havertz, and Odegaard are going to be battling it out for the number 10 position, then Andre Onana, I would say, suits us more than Tielemans would. I don't know much about Udrego, but I think Onana's more steel than flair, and Tielemans is the other way around. And I think
Rookie. One thing I want to tell you, actually. So there's a guy who I met a few months back. I was actually sitting at a cafe editing graphics for, I think it was for my other channel. Actually, for Anton's Tears. And this guy walks up to me and says, "Oh, you do with football, whatever." He got this French accent. His name is Benjamin. I believe he still works for PSG, but he used to be a scout for Lyon and is now a scout for PSG. and he works with grassroots football. I'm talking about scout of really young talent. Um, and he's very keen to come on this program and to talk about young players. And just because he's a scout for Lyon and PSG doesn't mean he doesn't have a wealth of knowledge of the players in our team around the world, because part of their job is to identify players everywhere, all levels, every single inch of this planet. What the work that these scouts do. So I want to make sure that you are here when I bring him on. I just need to find the right time in probably the year to have him where it's not like we're in this echo chamber of fucking pressure, where I can bring him on. We can discuss some of these players, not just at Arsenal, but across the world. So like you would absolutely love this guy. And I hope
sounds
you're here
awesome
when that happens. Yeah. Yeah. It's just this connection that I didn't, really
I mean, are you going to be doing stuff for the World Cup? You could probably have him on.
Yeah,
during,
he literally said that in his
or
messages to me. He said, "Yeah." What did he literally said? I wrote when he wrote to me. He goes,
like
"Let
a
me
World
know
Cup
what you
show
want
or
to talk
something."
about in details, but France football is definitely a topic interesting, especially before this year with the World Cup. It's trendy." Yeah, so
just do a World Cup show and have him on.
Yeah, no, this dude is. I'm like fucking. Do you think about those football clubs? Well, I'll give you an example, right? Ryan Shirky, I know for a fact he's told me he scouted Ryan Shirky when Ryan Shirky was young. That's one of the people he's got on. Like,
that's what's up. Sure,
you know what I mean. So I'll give. That's just not to brag on his behalf, but this is a serious big hitter in the football world. So
now Ryan Shirky needs to go back to Lyon.
I told him that. I said, can you take him back, please?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Okay. Also, we need a consistent threat on the left. We said that, which is consistent talent-wise. I would love Nusa, but he ain't getting consistent GA in the Bundesliga just yet. No, I think we can do better than Nusa. Honestly, isn't Nusa is American? No.
You're thinking of Yunus Musa.
Oh yeah.
Musa plays for Atalanta. He plays for Atalanta, so he's talking about somebody different then. Yeah.
Oh, Antonio Nusa. Another Leipzig player. Okay, he's sweet.
Are you a Leipzig fan, Rookie? I think Rookie might. Are you a Leipzig fan, bro?
Yeah. We need a world-class left winger, but I really don't see any. To be honest,
go get Rodrigo.
Big up to my. Well, yeah, we'll love Rodrigo, but big up to Cal. He's been saying it since the summer. You know, I want to get Yildiz from Juventus.
Sure. Where is Cal, by the way?
Well, it is Cal's at work. He actually did message me because he was saying. No worries. He literally was wishing me good luck on the show today. He'll be back for the Anton and Cal show, and you know now we've won. Now that we've won a game, you know, look, I don't want to say too much about what Cal, but I'll tell you this much. He told the people, right, when the last time he was on the stream, he said, if we lose to Wolves, I don't know if I can show my face.
Yeah, like we say, it's tough. It's not fun.
Yeah, he was true to his word. But now, you know, we've come out the North London Derby with the victory. Cal's ready to come back, you know. Cal was literally he was like, I just got up from work, man. I would jumped on. I'm like, wait, you didn't even watch the game? I don't want to out him.
No.
But like,
I'm sure he had it on his phone, you know.
Look, to be honest, it's not
what he's working, but
yeah, to be honest, it's not like these hours in Australia. It's not easy. You wake up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. I've had it in our dark days when we weren't doing well. It's like even last season, right? When we're not doing well, especially in the league, we're not chasing stuff, or the team isn't really giving you their effort. It's not easy to wake up at 3:30 in the morning when you have work. No. It's really not, right?
It's not.
So yeah, but Cal will be back. It'll be a very interesting conversation, because I'll tell you between everybody here, I'm definitely still gonna have Cal to speak his mind on the Wolves game, because I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah,
I have to. I'm sorry, I have to.
Yeah, get a little invective out, sure.
You know what I mean? We'll talk about Tottenham, and then right before the stream ends, I'll be like, so what do you think about that Wolves performance?
Just spring it on him.
Yeah. No, he told you guys in the thing. He literally said in his short, he goes like,
Yeah,
we
the
literally
short,
played
yeah.
one of the worst teams in the history of the Premier League, and we drew to them. I'm absolutely embarrassed. He said, like
Yeah.
we all know, like. I think he's trying to prove a point. Honestly, I'll tell you much. Cal does not duck the heat.
Right. No,
This
no.
is my co-host, ladies and gentlemen. He does never ducks the heat. That's not what he's doing here. He's sending a message to the football club, like, you don't give me energy, I ain't giving you energy. I know that's exactly what Cal is about, right? So
Big up, Cal.
he's now going to reward Arsenal for their performances with his presence. So. Um,
It'll really be good to see him.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I've been having to hold the fort down all week since that Wolves game. I was like, that's why I was like, one of the reasons, like, Arsenal, please fucking win today. Like,
We need Cal back in our lives.
yeah. We might actually need Trossard and sell Martinelli and go for a more brighter prospect, or we can convert Martinelli into rookie. I'm just going to be really honest with you, and today's not the day for it. I'm kind of done with Martinelli. I'd sell him in the summer.
Martinelli's not going to play striker for Arsenal.
No, Victor Gyökeres is going to play striker. Victor Gyökeres is playing striker for Arsenal. I said it the last game when we lost. No, I fucking do it all the time. Drew. My girlfriend keeps saying this. Why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep saying lost? I'm like, it's just the way it's been drilled into our heads.
Like that,
the standards that we've been given recently draws our losses now. It's because of fucking Pep Guardiola. Honestly, that's what it is.
It haunts my nightmares.
But yeah, I said the other day, Gyökeres should not miss a minute of every game for the rest of the season. So far, so good, because I actually said in my group chat, Ethan was like, the Tottenham fan goes, what way do we have going back in the game? I'm like, there's one way back in the game for you. That's if Jesus comes on within the next 60 seconds, we're going to lose control of this game. But credit Arteta recognizes that finally, and he didn't do it. Now, I'm not saying that Jesus can't play certain games. Like, there are games where we might be cruising and he can come on and he can add more goals to it. But where we were in this season, how crucial this game is at White Hart.
I think we struggle to switch between, like, if Jesus comes on after Gyökeres, we don't stop playing long balls. And that does not suit Jesus at all. And I think that's the problem with it, is we don't adapt to Jesus quickly in games when he comes on as a sub.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we all agree Jesus, White, and Norgard are surely going to be sold next summer. Well, Norgard has like a 2 or 3 year contract with Arsenal.
Okay.
I think it's interesting because Norgard plays a certain role in this team that I think will come up. I think he's still going to play this role that Jorginho brought to the team, which is to bring stability and leadership when you need to kind of hold on, which is why I'm surprised he didn't play the Wolves away game, in all honesty. Today, I understand for all the people who think, why didn't Norgard come on? And you said it and I said it. I'm not just saying, I'm addressing myself, but just thinking about it, it's a 4-1 game where, we blew him out at the end of the day. So you don't need, like, everything is kind of moving. We kept attacking. We kept going forward. That's, by the way, hey, Arteta, see what happens when you keep being proactive and you didn't take your foot off the gas? You don't need every time you go up to fucking give them the initiative. That's what happened today. If we sell White, get me an experienced overlapping right back like Julian Ryers, another one. Fucking see,
I know who that is. I actually know who that is. I saw him for the first time.
Googling all the fucking time. I love it.
I saw Ryerson for the first time, wing back for Dortmund. Boom! I saw him for the first time in the game versus Atalanta. And he is right. He's right. His crossing was
another
fantastic.
Norwegian, by the way.
His crossing was fantastic, bro. He's right, dude. He put a ball in for Guirassy in the 3rd minute, and Guirassy scored to open the scoring in that game versus Atalanta. I did that watch along. Ryerson's good, man.
I don't think we're gonna sell White. By the way, I don't think we're gonna. To be honest, I think he's a key squad player. It's just about well equipping ourselves. and just being deep at different levels of the like. It's a big club. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to get rid of White. Again, let's not forget that White also is a center back. Let's also not forget the amount of injuries we've had even this year. That deep of a squad we have, I think. You know, you just add more weapons into the arsenal. I was looking for a word that wasn't Arsenal, and I'm like, you know what?
Well done.
Let's
It's a day for puns. It's a day for puns.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll hold your word to it. To be honest, I've backed up on the.
Hey, like I said, we might see it firsthand, bro. We might see this man firsthand here in a couple of weeks.
You know, he's giving me a little bit of what's it called? FOMO on the Bundesliga, because I was a Bundesliga fucking guy every year. The fucking beIN Sports took Bundesliga away from me this year in Australia. I can't fucking watch it on any platform. So I'm like,
lame. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on ESPN. It's on ESPN in America.
Yeah. You guys are well covered. Antonio Nusa, I'm talking about. Yeah. That's what Jake was saying.
We got there in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Yildiz, I don't want. He is very inconsistent and a moments player, which works in the Serie A, but we have a moments player now where I want a constant threat.
Is Yildiz suffering because Juventus themselves are suffering? Just a thought.
Maybe. I mean, Yildiz suffered because of the manager we play today. I could tell that much, for instance. Maybe before at the start of the year.
Yildiz is real young too. He's really young as well.
Although Yildiz did also play some of his best ball under Tudor as well. So maybe I'm being a bit critical of Tudor in an inappropriate way. So, but I'm just shitting on him today because he's fucking Tottenham manager, and I'm just going to shit on him in every corner now.
He's catching it for sure.
Yeah. Although to be honest, today is not his fault. Like Tottenham were in a mess before.
No. I kind of objectively speaking, I do feel a little bit of pity because he's the Spurs manager. I'm never gonna pursue that, and I'm not really gonna give that any time. But yeah, you've really just jumped into a dumpster fire, bro.
Although I question this though. Having seen the first game of the Tudor reign, of course, there's not much to go into. It's their first game against Arsenal. I don't really notice a difference between Tudor and Thomas Frank, at least in our games that we played. Same scoreline. Same players who dominated that game, dominated this game. We exploited them exact same ways. I'm like, really notice a difference between Frank and Tudor.
Old dogs, new tricks.
Same thing. I don't know. Problem is, I don't see many world-class left wingers. Yeah, well, Jake mentioned one in Rodrigo, who I thought was going to be an Arsenal player this year. Honestly, that was the one player that we didn't sign in the summer that I thought we were going to get. I think Rodrigo would be good. I think Rafael Leao was another player that was linked heavily with Arsenal. I think he could be good. But again, he's a player who needs to be platformed because Leao is going to struggle at Arsenal like Eze struggled at Arsenal.
Leao won't work hard enough for Arteta. He won't work hard enough for Arteta.
That's the problem. Rodrigo will, because he's Brazilian and that's in his DNA. And I think he can do a lot of the same stuff Martinelli can do off the ball as well, which I've seen him do. In fact, of all of Real Madrid's wingers, he's the one that works the hardest off the ball. Like Vinny Jr. does fuck all off the ball. Like Bellingham does fuck off off the ball for Real Madrid. For England, when he played for Southgate, he did. But at Real Madrid is a whole other player. But I think that's kind of what the manager demands out of him, and it is what it is. I repeat, Arsenal better not let anyone else sign Asana Udrego. Hey, I'll have to whip the clips. To be honest, man, that's not where my head is right now. I am going to love doing these streams with you, Rookie, when we're going to be in the transfer window and we're going to be looking at players. I'm going to lean on you a lot in the summer when we get to that, because I feel like Arsenal has to be a little bit creative this summer, different to last summer where, we knew that we were going to have a huge outlay. They're going to probably have to go a little bit more hipster this summer, I think, given the funds we're probably going to have available, which is going to be a bit of a downer for a lot of guys who don't realize that we spent a load of money and we're going to be paying off installments on all 8 of those players that we just bought. So, by the way, we went a plus 60 in poundage on 3 players, I believe. Zuby, the three players we were talking about today, Zuby, Eze, and Gyökeres, I think, or at least 60 million euros plus on all, and Madueke as well. So like, yeah, so we really went deep in on the pockets. We need to remember. Ryerson has been great for Dortmund for some time now.
Got that one. Yes.
Yes. We'll get to see him maybe. And here he is.
My man Cal, what's up?
Cal, I cannot wait to see you back, bro. I cannot wait to see you back. Good to see you in here. Gyökeres on 15 goals in all comp. That's what I was saying. At the 3/4 point of the season, 75% of the season, he's on 15 goals. Right on pace for 20 plus. Yeah, big up to Cal. By the way, Cal, if I think you have the link, if you want to come on your own network, be more than happy. Although we are going to wrap it up, and we haven't even finished we were kind of like took a pause.
Oh, we were like right in the middle of the ratings, weren't we?
Yeah. But I have to give the people love because
big rookie. He's been in, yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm sick. Bad Hungry Jack's last night. Bro, Cal.
What's Hungry Jack's? Is that a restaurant?
Oh, it's Burger King.
Okay, yeah.
It's Burger King, bro. Like,
sure.
Oh, bro, I don't know what Burger King is like. Maybe it's the same for you. It's the fucking, every time I fucking eat Hungry Jack's here, it feels like the Antichrist is in my stomach. Like I need to take like the most massive, like the most painful shits. You know, the ones that give you really bad stomachache. And I'm like, Cal, that's your biggest mistake to begin with, bro. Don't eat Hungry Jack's. I would go for McDonald's first. Like honestly.
I do my best to avoid all of that. I do my best. Man. It's not always possible, but oh goodness gracious! I feel for you, Cal.
Yeah, but we'll have Cal. We're gonna have the Anton and Cal show coming up in the next couple days or so, man. And Cal will be back fully. It'll be good to have him back in here. Especially after this game. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about this game because one thing we have to say, Arsenal did today, and big ups to Mikel Arteta, everything that we requested. Didn't leave a thing off the list. The only thing he left off the list was Ben White starting, and according to Jake, he was injured. So get him off that.
Sports Mall. I mean, I don't really trust that website, but that was the article I found in a 4-second search. So
I'm a Bundesliga expert. I believe you, Rookie.
Hey, we're with you.
Trust me.
I'm not.
You back up. You back up the information that you give me here on these comment sections. I believe 100% you're a Bundesliga expert. So trust me on this. Ryerson as depth and Asan Udrego.
There you go.
Let's see. I want someone who is more consistent, but I do see many consistent world-class wingers. But talent-wise, Nusa Diamande, Albert Malero at Vessi, man. Oh, Diamande I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because he's been having a great season this year. But Albert Malero, again, I have to do more.
Can't say I watch much Villarreal.
Back to the Google machine for me.
Can't say I watch much Villarreal. Rookie's in these streets, bro. He's in these streets. He's out here.
Yeah. Malero, we wanted him last year when he was at Las Palmas, but he went to Villarreal. Has been awesome.
Well, there you go. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And yeah, Cal, Rookie giving the love to Cal. Yeah, Cal will be right. Man.
Speedy recovery.
No more lay off the Hungry Jacks, bud. Honestly. I fucking could have told you, man. I'm literally banned from that type of food. I've been under scrutiny for putting Biscoff in my coffee recently. So even which, by the way, I recommend to everybody. The coffee and Biscoff go together like amazing. Awesome. Good stuff.
There you go.
Let's finish off our player ratings and then call it a day on the post game show here. Let's go to Declan Rice.
Yeah,
so obviously we spoke about the moment, the blemish of the day, which was all on him, and he said it. Big up to which he went into the camera and he goes, "My bad, that was on me." But overall, the performances, as Ruki said earlier, like don't let that overshadow what was another awesome performance from him. What do you recommend?
Yeah, I definitely think you got to take a point away for giving away a goal like that. But I also think that his transitional defense, the number of times that I was like, come on, right, sure, because he had gone back and won a tackle or something, definitely makes up for it in my eyes. So yeah, he'll definitely get at least a 7. Yeah,
Yeah,
after what
I'd
he
say if
did
it
to make
wasn't for
up.
that, it was an 8 or a 9 performance. So I'm not going to give him an 8 with that because I think that's too high of a score. So yeah, I think 7 is. To be honest, I don't think we've given anything less than a 7. That shows you how good
So far,
it's.
no.
Yeah, we've been. Let's move into the attackers because I think they deserve their props today. They've been under the heat, and I thought they delivered today. Let's start out with Leandro Trossard. You had your own kind of take a little bit earlier on how you feel about his performance, but tell me how you feel, like in a rating.
Yeah, overall, I think his contribution to the game does deserve a 7. Like I say, I think he had some moments where perhaps he could have passed when he took the shot. But I always have to fall back on the fact that, you know what, like you said, Anton, you want your forwards taking shots, man. You want your front men trying to get the side in, trying to get in there. And yeah, if they're a little bit selfish, well, so what? All of the best of them are, and so I can accept that. So yeah, we'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I thought Trossard. I thought Trossard was good overall. Again, I thought he was well platformed. I think he gave you not Trossard's best performance, but definitely far off of his worst performance. I gave you good consistency. I think you're right. I think he was right to be subbed. Again, I didn't have him in my starting 11. If Odegaard had been fit for me today, I would have probably started Odegaard instead of Trossard. As much as that might not compute for a lot of you guys, it's about a
Push
shift
Eze
in
left.
position.
Push
Yeah,
Eze
yeah.
left. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought he was good today. I thought he was a constant threat. He offered Archie Gray a lot of problems today. And for that, I would probably give him, I think he a 7 as well. I'd probably say 7 as well.
Sure.
I wouldn't say he was a 6. I would say he's a 7. But again, that shows 11. All right, let's move to, let's start with Bukayo Saka on your right hand side.
Saka was fantastic today, man. I think that his. I want to shout out Timber. I didn't say anything about his overlapping, and I think the fact that he was overlapping constantly, I think for Saka's part in that part of the attack, I think that the first couple of times he laid it off, and then the next couple of times he cut into the left, and then at that point the defenders, he had set it up to where it's like when you're balanced when you're playing poker. You don't know what you're going to do in this exact spot, but we created that spot so many times. And so I think Saka did really well once he had Archie Gray right where he wanted him. And man, I mean, the times he got around to get the cut in, the times he was able to make some space in the pocket. Yeah, I think it was absolutely fantastic. We'll give him an 8 today.
Yeah. I thought Saka was great the other day. I thought Saka was good today, and playing in two separate positions.
He started with the armband too.
Yeah. I think Saka gets an 8 because I'm going to reserve my 9s for the next two players that we're gonna say. Maybe I think one might even get a 10.
We're locked in.
Give 10s. I never.
Yeah, I don't know about 10s, but
one might get a 10 today, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I thought that I thought Saka was great. I thought he was a constant threat down the right. He would cut in. He got Timber involved today. And for all those people who are thinking that Saka slows us down, was not the case today.
Oh no.
Saka is always a constant professional. He's always so solid. And by the way, you could tell the levels because I think as good as Madueke has been in his stead in his recent weeks, there's a level of safety and a level of just I don't know, like stability that Saka offers you, and a professionalism and a standard that he upholds. And he's always, when he plays off that right hand side, he's always going to give me a 6 at absolute worst for me. And today I thought he was excellent. And again, the one thing I hate is that every single one of these games, I'm wondering whether he'll be available for the next one. We're kind of going back to Saka limps out of the game rather than just gets clapped off after a substitution.
He does get kicked more than anybody in our team, though. He does get targeted more than anyone in our team.
Yeah, absolutely. Ruki, I'm going to get your comments for a second, and then we'll close off because I just want to get through all of these player ratings. Before we save our, actually, I'm going to say our last two. I'm looking back at the subs. Madueke, Martinelli, and Odegaard all play. What do we reckon about those three guys? I'm just going to lump them up into one category.
It was kind of tough.
I mean, Madueke comes on at 91 minutes. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, Madueke, I think, is NA. That's like not applicable. He didn't really do anything, but he didn't like have a major mistake or anything because he was there for 5 minutes. So that, whatever. I thought there were a couple. I mean, Odegaard comes in. Odegaard comes in and gets an assist. Odegaard comes in and gets an assist. By the way, I know that's
the last one,
shameless.
the Gyökeres one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a shameless thing to say because he didn't really do anything else. But I'll give collectively we can give him a 7, I think. But yeah, Odegaard comes on and gets G&A. Your captain comes in and produces immediately.
Fucking G&A all around today. Saka got A.
Will that count as a Saka assist? Because he's taken the shot and then it's kind of ricocheted to Eze and Eze's pumped it in.
Looking through those. Wait,
no, he'll get the assist for the first one. You're right. He'll get the assist for the first goal.
The first one. I'm saying the first
goal. The first goal. Yeah.
Goal.
I was thinking of the third goal. Eze scored twice, man. I was thinking of his second goal.
I know. Gyökeres got two.
You're right.
Gyökeres got 2 goals and an assist, I believe, because he assists Eze's second, I think.
No, it was a pre-assist.
Was it
he got the touch, and then as they played Saka, and Saka shot, and Eze got the rebound.
Right, correct.
That was the third goal.
Man, see again, these fucking goals like happen in such a blur. I think I need to stop doing this. Honestly, this is going to be me being accountable for myself. I need to stop fucking texting in group chats while the game is on. It fucking wrecked my game the other day against Wolves. I'm sitting there, even talking to Jake, fucking talking about
we went back and forth like 20 times, yeah.
And I'm like, Anton, just fucking put the phone away and fucking watch the game. We'll fucking talk afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I do it in my like we score a goal. I'm like, today I'm not texting the group chat. We're just blacking it out. And then we score a goal and I'm fucking texting and I look up and fucking Muani is in. I'm like, Anton, stop this. Not my fault Muani was in. I'm just saying I need to be watching.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? Come on.
Odegaard gets an A. It's hard to grade all of these. I think the fact that Odegaard, I gotta give him a 7. If he comes in, gives me A. After all of the criticism I've been given, impact, he did do it today. Martinelli, probably the only one who gets a 6 for me. Again, bro, over dribbles into trouble.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
He's one that needs to shoot on sight, man. If we're saying Trossard is being a little selfish with the shots,
sometimes
he needs to shoot.
Archie Gray on toast, a tired Archie Gray comes in and can't fucking beat him. He dribbles into like, I was like, come on. No. Honestly, Tottenham were let off the hook today. Honestly, it could have been way more than 4.
Could have been more.
It really could have been more than 4. I think 4-1 flatters Spurs today, especially for their second half. All right, let's get into our top performances of the day. I wish I had a sponsor. I would put the insert sponsor here. Performers of the day. Yeah,
the Fire Them Cannons players of the day.
Yeah. For the most until I get real sponsors up in this shit. Let's talk about Brecce Eze.
9.
Another game against Tottenham.
Definitely gets goals. A 9. 5 of 6 Premier League goals have come against Spurs, and so
the other one was against his former club.
Oh, that's right. He got the win versus Palace. Yeah, you're right. So he's already an Arsenal legend, of course. Will go down in the record books. Definitely gets a 9 for me. Like I said earlier in the show, I think he was a little bit, I don't want to say shied away from it in that first 30 or so before his goal, but he wasn't involved enough. But the 2 goals, and he was fantastic otherwise as well. So yeah, he definitely gets a 9 for me. And just because I had a little bit of beef with him is the only reason I'm not bumping it even more.
It's so funny.
Fantastic.
I was sitting there, this is a bit of an insight. Before the game, I woke up. It was like 3:00 in the morning, right? I was washing my face, trying to get myself to wake up, get my contact lenses in. And I was talking to myself in the mirror, and I'm like, Eze is going to fucking score today. I'm talking to myself in the mirror. I'm like, Eze scoring today. Anton, I promise you. I like to show you how much of a wacko I am. I'm making promises to myself. But I'm like, Eze's fucking scoring today. He not scored just once. He scored twice.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. And by the way, this is what I'm going to say to Arteta, right? Odegaard, I know Odegaard's starting against Chelsea. I know it for a fact. And I know Havertz will be available again probably against Chelsea, right? Start Eze on the left. If there's anybody today who wasn't good, it would have been Trossard, and it would have been the man who came on for Trossard, Gabriel Martinelli. Start him on the left. He's confident. You saw how highly pushed up, how well he linked up with Victor Gyökeres. Can you imagine you play that, and then you have, by the way, Odegaard, who's now assisted Gyökeres, Havertz, who we know has got a great connection with Victor Gyökeres. Fucking start out.
Do it. Do it.
Just do it. Our best front four is Saka, Gyökeres, Eze, and Martinelli. I mean, Odegaard. That's on paper. And it hasn't started together once this year. What are you waiting for, Mikel? Just fucking do it. Why did we buy Eze for?
I second this.
He was bought as a starter.
Yeah. Do it. Do it.
He's not a central, like he was great today, by the way. And he was great the first time. But he's not a central work rate, what Arteta wants as a center player. And you're trying to fit him into that category, and he's just not that. He let him be a left winger with less responsibilities and let him use his technical ability to get at players. Because I think we would overwhelm. When you saw a Man City game, right? And I saw Eze and Saka both playing together on the pitch at the same time as the second half subs, I was like, whoa, this is going to be amazing this year. You have both these ballers in the same team. And he doesn't do it enough. He doesn't do it enough. We could overwhelm teams with that amount of talent, and Gyökeres in the form that he's in right now. And Odegaard is going to play a lot better, being able to play on that way and swap wings and be in and out and let people pop up in different places. That's what we need. We need that sort of less.
Imagine Eze, Gyökeres, Saka, Havertz, Odegaard, and Rice.
Oh, I know.
That'd be crazy.
I mean, Arteta will only do that if
Odegaard is left and Havertz is right. As long as don't put Havertz left, please, God, no, please. You know what? Scratch that. I don't even want to put that in anybody's head. You know what? Move on.
Yeah, no. All right, let's move on to the last player. For me, the man of the match, by the way, for the Premier League man of the match.
Definite man of the match, for sure.
Victor Gyökeres today. 2 goals, 3 assists.
Fantastic.
What's the rating?
9.75. He had one time where he passed it out of bounds. At one poor moment, so he's not perfect. 9.75. Because everything else was sublime. I mean, the first touches, the battling for the balls, for the long balls, the knocking it down for the second balls, but not just putting it into an area. He was knocking it down for the likes of Eze and Saka many different times. What a performance. For me, by the end of the second half, I was like, this is Victor's best performance in an Arsenal shirt. I was like, oh.
Andy Townsend said it.
I was like, yeah, that was well done. Well done. As close to a 10 as you can get. Well done.
Yeah, look, I'm going to give him again, my principles in life is to never score anybody perfect because you always got to leave room for improvement. And I talk about that for myself. Hey, Ruki's going to kill me because he's been waiting for ages, and I fucking put David on the screen because David's one of my friends. I know, right? Preference. Even Gyökeres' best performance by a country mile. Hey, even David, Arsenal's greatest hater. He's already
biggest Arsenal.
Weeks. He's had a great couple of weeks. He's been loving life last couple of weeks. You know.
Oh yeah,
Probably for
he's
the
probably
fact
been
that,
imitating that picture he's got there.
yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't say there have been some really good ones, but yeah, no,
Let's go
for
Madrid.
sure. This
Yeah, he's
was
gotten a couple.
everything. This was everything. This one today.
So good.
Absolutely. I'd say 9.9. I'm just gonna up you
There you
just a
go.
little bit because
There you go.
He's the closest I
There you
could
go.
give to a 10.
Yep.
Like the only
So
10
good.
by the way I would have given this season was Eze's first game against Tottenham.
Sure, I can agree with
Right?
that.
That was
Yeah. If Gyökeres scored another, if Gyökeres would have had a hat trick, yeah, hand it.
he
give it
should
to him.
have. I thought there
If
were
he would
times
have
when he
that
was
first
in.
goal, if he'd have scored that very first shot, that curl, that he didn't get enough curl on it, is what it was. He hit it too straight when he cut in after winning it in the channel and then cut in very early on. It was like the 6th minute or something. If he'd have scored that, he would have had a hat trick and gotten his 10 today.
Yeah, my man. By the way, did I give Eze a score? Because Eze for me is a 9, and I think
You said 9. Yeah, you said 9.
Yeah, I did say 9. So we didn't give lower than a 7 today, except for Gabriel Martinelli. So I'll probably give him a 6.5.
Shape up, bro.
I know, shape up.
kidding.
Even though the lowest was 7 or 6.5. The lowest in our last one was -1. So
Was -1. So
much,
we've improved.
much improved. Let's go back to Rookie's comments and then we will wrap this up because I've got lots of work to do today and I'm also needing to fucking get some sleep at some point. But we'll get into that. Okay. I need to go back. Okay, last time we were talking about Cal. Okay, one thing I would say is intensity of this league is insane. I'm so glad we aren't playing midweek, so we have a big squad, but we'll struggle to cope with the league. I think that's Chelsea. I think Chelsea will fucking hate that we don't play in the middle of the week because you're gonna get to see what this team is like when we're fully rested and not rotating, and there's not gonna be one player I'm gonna be worried about being gassed.
Not to mention no Fofana, no Cucurella.
I know another red.
Another red card. Yeah. Cucurella's out too. So they got players ducking this game every single time we play them. Anyway,
but again, same energy. I know we're coming off the back of a win this time, but same energy for Chelsea.
Also, Timber got a 5th yellow today. That was his 5th yellow, so he won't play versus Chelsea.
That actually might be a blessing in disguise. It might be because if we have a week off and Ben White gets to play, I would want him today. And I think that on merit, I think we're more fluid with him in there. So for me, and by the way, Mascara, huge shout for that.
That would work
today's performance. So that doesn't bother me as much today. I mean, yeah. Trossard's decision making today wasn't good, but he did work hard and some good touches. So I'll give him a 6. So Rookie's given Trossard a 6. Again, I said I couldn't see it being a 6, but Rookie can. So we'll see. Archive Gray, though. I feel sorry.
Archive Gray.
Oh no. He said Archie. Oh, you should have stuck with Archive, Rookie.
I'm not calling him Archive Gray now. It's definitely Archive Gray. That's for the rest of the season.
We binned him. He's in the archives.
He's in the archives.
We don't even want to see his messages. You know what I mean?
He's been archived, bro. That's good.
I wonder if you guys have realized something happening in football right now. What's that?
Arsenal are about to take over everything. That's what's happening right now.
No. See, here we are. Last time was fucking doom and gloom, and now we're taking over everything. Although we were still top of the league, and everything. Anyway, the fullbacks are going wide again, generally across football world.
Is he talking about less inverting? Maybe.
Yeah. Again, Pep created this inverting. You can blame a lot. So funny is Arteta's getting copped for doing a lot of stuff that Pep does, winning trophies.
Pep did it first.
I know, and then Arteta's getting the fucking smoke for it, but Pep plays beautiful ball. I know, ridiculous. They play the same system, but Pep plays great football and Arteta plays boring football. I'm like, okay. And as usual, I will explain why. Here we go. We're getting a masterclass from Rookie. With how teams play nowadays, the central spaces are only open in transitions, meaning the central space is gone in open play. The space is wide.
It's a valid point in general, yeah.
And most teams are using, he's not done. And most teams are using the width now. Man City are doing other with Ait Nuri and Nunez. PSG also doing it with Barca as well. This open space centrally as well, because if there is danger out wide, they will need to be dealt with, meaning they become stretched. Overlapping
Rookie knows
fullbacks.
ball, man.
Nah, dude.
Rookie
if
knows
Rookie
his
ever-
stuff.
If Rookie ever can go behind the camera, bro,
He knows
I
his
will
stuff
fu-
right here. I'm
I
telling
will
you.
fucking put you on. You know what, Rookie?
You heard it here first, folks. Rookie's calling it right here. Next big thing.
Dude. Rookie is tactical, man. He's James
Yep.
B 2.0, my friend.
He's got it.
Overlapping fullbacks are going to be the next big thing. Just watch next season.
We're locked in. We're locked in. You better believe it.
Rookie goes after this is after David. I've skipped over David. I've given David his Jokeres performance by Country Mile one. I'm pretty sure I've already said this, but Odegaard needs to adapt and becomes more good at winning his duels and building his physique to be able to thrive in the block. If he can do that, he will be great again, making Odegaard great again.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, good.
Moga.
Anyway, guys, fucking great to be back in smiling again, winning again. Can this not just be a 1 week thing? Like, seriously, we're now in the as I said, oh my, big sneeze.
Nobody heard that.
Yeah, no. As I said at the start of the show, it's time to buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because now is the business part of the season. Great way to start it. Off of what would happen in the midweek. We needed a response from this team. We got a response from this team. It cannot end here. And I'm talking to the players as well as our fans. But, you know, there are going to be moments. Let's not panic, right? One thing I will say is in December, we were in the exact same position where we had lost to Villa and City were starting to breathe down our necks. And they continue to breathe down our necks throughout the entirety of the month, the Christmas period, which is difficult in terms of the amount of games we were playing. And we kept them off there until the start of the new year where they had their big drop off. Let's test them now. I'm going to turn the screws on them now. Let's be consistent and let's see if they can continue to stay with us. Because at the moment, I keep hearing this. It's in City's hands. It's in City's hands. It's in City's hands. It's in City's hands. But I'm pretty sure we're the team at the top of the league. It is more in our hands.
100%.
We can win out. Here's why you're wrong. We can draw at Man City and win the league. They need to beat us.
There you go.
So the magic number is now 9 if we beat City and Manchester, for us to win the Premier League title. We do have 10 games in a row, so given doesn't leave us much great margin for error.
That's assuming they win everything, though.
That's assuming everything is. So yeah, magic number comes down if they ever drop points. And look, I will, before we end this, I want to bring up this point because my brother brought this up when he was last here on the pod, when we were talking about Arsenal and Man City common games. And I think that's a great way to kind of forecast how the season goes. So right now in the common games, because we have won home and away against Tottenham. They not so much. They got 1 point out of 6 against Tottenham, right? So sometimes you're going to look at some of these games. There's a great chance for us to capitalize. And they capitalized, in other games that we didn't either. So at the moment right now, in common games, we have 36 points and they have 37 points. In those same games, we are plus 18 goal difference. They're plus 17 goal difference. Very, very close. We have 35 goals. They have 36 goals. So they have 1 point edge in the points overall in those common games now, unfortunately. And that's due to the fact that they won away at Brentford and they also won away at Wolves. So we fucked ourselves in that way. But this was a big bounce back. Our next 2 games, Chelsea at home, Brighton away. Man City drew to Chelsea at home. So there's another chance for us to capitalize in a game that they didn't.
And lost.
Brighton, they lost. Right? Their next 2 games is Leeds away, which was an Arsenal win. So they have to match that. Forest at home, which was an Arsenal win. They have to match that. So they need to be perfect through those next. And if we go and we beat Chelsea and Brighton,
Ellen Road ain't no joke, bro. Come on,
Yeah.
Leeds. Come on, Leeds. Do
Yeah.
me one next weekend.
if
Come on.
we beat Chelsea and Brighton back to back, by the way, from this point onwards, after our 3-game road trip, we have 6 of our last 10 at home. That's the benefit.
Nice.
Right? Beat Chelsea, beat Brighton, we would be getting a net +5 in that. Right?
Race. Yeah.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those are the last 2 games we have. West Ham is going to be neither of us have played West Ham away yet, so that's still to be determined. But that's the last of the ones in which they've dropped points that we have to come up against. So that would be massive. Afterwards, they would have Chelsea away, which is one that we dropped in. But again, that's their hardest fixture left of the season, outside of obviously the hardest fixture of all, playing Arsenal, which everyone likes to talk about being an automatic win for City and all their calculations. That's why I actually think we will.
They haven't beat us in like 5 games.
I know. I actually think we're not losing that, because the more rival fans lean on that, the more I'm confident that we're actually not going to lose that. It's just the way football works.
I think we're going to go stink it out is what I think is going to happen. If we're able to get a draw and still win the league, I think we're going to go stink it out. But we'll get there. There's all kinds of stuff in between.
Our last 5 fixtures are Newcastle at home, which let's be honest, isn't going to be easy. But Fulham at home, West Ham away, Burnley at home, Crystal Palace away. That after that City game, if we are top, I think you have to.
I think we're going to do it. Yeah,
I think we're going to do it.
But that's a long way away. We got a lot of football to play before we get there.
We got Chelsea, Brighton, Everton, and Bournemouth. So 4 Premier League games to come. They're going to probably have to play Crystal Palace after they play us as well. So that's another thing. So we're going to have those 5. They're going to have 6 remaining, plus whatever happens in the Champions League, whatever. And by the way, 1 month from today, we play them in the cup final. So there's so much to go into this. It's actually funny at the end of all this, by the way, Arsenal on 56 goals. The great, scary attack of Manchester City also on 56 goals in the Premier League. So while we've been struggling and they've been amazing, we sure do have the same amount of goals scored. And I'll leave it at that. Guys, thank you so much. You've been in here from the start to finish. Thanks big up to Jake for being here this whole time in this post-game show. I'm going to making this a regular thing. I love it. And of course, we'll be back with the Anton and Cal show either tomorrow or the day afterwards. I just have to discuss that with Cal, and he's had a bad burger. So no, I'm not going to, again, I'm not going to take the piss out of my co-host. Honestly, I fucking love Cal. Me and him have built this thing together. You have to realize, and Cal knows this for sure. I'm not talking to you because he knows where my heart is at. Yeah, but no, it's all in good jest and all good fun, man. And if you are having a bad stomach, man, dude, I've been there. It's the worst. Anyway, guys, we'll be back with the Anton and Cal show. Until next time, guys, take care and fuck Tottenham. That's it.